minute from now. That's all right. It's time to get this ball rolling. We got lots to do today. Get everything set up and going here. I was mere minutes away from being ready to go, though. Hi, Candy. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Oh, like I say, I was not ready for... I thought I had a few minutes. Okay, yeah, here we are. Don't look at my messy coffee table. Hey, how's everybody? Happy Wednesday. Let me get my computer set up here so I can follow along while we're using the camera. So yeah, lots going on today. Our Wednesday has been chaos so far. Okay, I'm almost there. Thanks for being patient with me. Is that Prairie Kid coming in for lunch? It might be. Oh, I have a gig this weekend. Is that Prairie Kid coming in for lunch? And making the arrangements to get there has been chaos. I have a gig this weekend. Sorry, mute that. Hi.
Howdy.
T-shirt weather out there.
Believe it or not.
Really? I hadn't tried it yet. Oh my goodness, I got to get rid of all these notifications on my thing. As you can hear, the nose blowings and stuff, we've had the bit of the crud in the house. Oh, welcome Meg and Chubby Hubby. It's good to see everybody today. And sunny as heck. Congratulations, Chubby Hubby. That's got to feel wonderful and refreshing, huh? Like I say, I thought I had just another minute to get my poop in a group, my hair kind of sorted and my coffee ready and my rocks over here, and I did none of that because I pushed the button to go live. So, but like I say, that's not a bad thing because Brian and Julie are going to start their sale this afternoon right after my live. So I hope to see everybody there as well. So we got to get going so we can get our chatting done. No, don't ruin my noodles.
Yeah, you can't open them that far.
Can't open it. You gotta let the steam get in there.
That's what also makes it Colorado all over the microwave, you know?
Yeah, okay. If you say so.
At least.
If you say so. Oh, let's bring the Opticon and the pan and
Come in for
everything.
something and just completely forget it.
Well, no, I came in for coffee, but while I'm in here and up, I should grab some of this stuff that I thought I had a couple more minutes before I hit the live button, and I did not.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. So, I was working on a video. I thought I'd have it ready before we started the live today. We got a box from Jerry, Wisconsin Rockstalker, and we did a pay dirt bag that we picked up in Tucson. And so I thought that I'd have that video ready, but like I say, it's time to just get the ball rolling because Brian and Julie are going to go and I didn't have it ready. I will very soon, so be on the lookout for that. The pay dirt bag that we did had Oregon Sunstone in it, so, you know, that's kind of the theme right now, believe it or not. And the other bag that we got from them had some gold and some sapphires in it, and I, for the life of me, could not find my gold pan. So, the marvelous Mr. Prairie Kid,
I know, I'm pretty great.
you are super great, 3D printed me one. I knew he could, so yeah, hats off to the Prairie Kid. And we got a lot of stuff in Tucson that's, you know, a little bit more challenging than some of the stuff that we cut here. You know, we're cutting here things like Montana agate, petrified wood, jaspers, and occasionally some crumbly little fossil pieces that could use some stabilization, but you know, I usually just let it go if it needs stabilized, or polish a large specimen instead of a slab, or you know, that kind of thing. But like I say, while we were in Tucson this year, we picked up a crap load of dino bone and that peanut obsidian. And hi, did I say hi to Meg? I did, right? She's saying hi to Caden, right on. Oh, Lava, thank you. Let's do some bell ringing today. Let's do it. The sun is shining. It's a great day to ring the bells. Right on. And some new... Oh, Brune. I love her. She's great. That's cool. Oh, gosh. I haven't seen Oliver in a hot minute. And there's some good names in there. Some new ones. Anyway, back to the thing. So, some of the stuff that we bought could use a little stabilization. You know, and I'm not a big fan of like putting it on and leaving it on. And the community grows, right, Candy? You know, I've bought meteorites before that have been coated in the stuff, and I've bought that's another thing, is I finished the fossils. Where are those at? Or like Bear had sent these fossils, and they were coated in something, and I ground all the coating off of them and filled them with opal and then repolished them. So you guys know from my past stuff that I would rather not have the coating on things, but when it needs stabilized, it needs stabilized. So I guess we're diving into that now, because, you know, why not? There's a brand new vacuum chamber in my kitchen, which was kind of exciting. My oldest one came through and was like, "What's this contraption on the kitchen counter here?" And I'm like, "It's a vacuum chamber." Hey, Spot. Hey, Scott. Good to see everybody. And kid could make some tutorials on 3D printing with kindness and patience for those of us who have no idea how. Luckily, things like, and he printed me a whole bunch of, thank freaking goodness. By the way, speaking of the printer god over here, he printed me a bunch of, gosh dang it, I'm rolling over a USB here. That sucks. So the pan, and he made me some hooks for my display case. Let me see really quick. Yeah, lights on and everything. So my display case has these little hooks that slide onto the rails and then hold, you know, my meteorites and my rocks. There's a bunch of rocks up in there too. And I was absolutely out of hooks. And he hooked me up. Bump. So, with the hooks, he tried to make the hooks, and it took a couple tries, because I gave him one kind of janky hook to work with, and but things like this, there's already a pattern or a template or whatever you want to call for it, and you just send it to the printer, and the printer then does all the work for you, right? Anyway, so other than that, I don't know a whole lot about the printing process, but not all elk teeth are ivory, just the ivory teeth are ivory, right? What are we talking? We're talking about stuff in the chat. So, back to the stabilizer, back to the Opticon. Whoops, back to the Opticon. I swear this is not a sponsor. This isn't my first go around. So we ran into a little bit of trouble with this Opticon. And we were like, it was a little bit like read the instructions 35 different times. I mean, they're short. There's not a lot to the instructions. Clean the specimens thoroughly. Provide a pan or blah, 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 blah. Heat resistant dish. Apply the coating to the material. Put it in the oven at 150, long enough for the fractures to become invisible. Perhaps an hour, it says. Avoid prolonged inhalation, which, by the way, yeah, I opened the stove. Oh, here, let me get this down now. I put that up there to heat those up last night. I opened the stove to take a peek and was like, whoa. Who did that one? You guys, who did that one? It's a good thing I'm looking. Manitoba Mike. Oh, thank you so much. Where's my bell? There it is. Like I say, it's a beautiful day to ring the bell. Yeah. Heck yeah. You can never have too much bell. So anyway, bake them in the oven for a hot minute at a low temperature, and then wipe off the excess sealer. Now mix a small amount of the sealer and the hardener, which we did, and apply a thin mixture to the stone surface and let stand for 15 or 20 minutes at room temperature, then wipe off the excess. Should any unwanted hardener or sealer later remain on the stone, it may be removed by sanding or polishing. Small pits, especially if related to a fracture, may be left covered with excess and then cut off with a file or polishing or whatever when cured. If the material fails to harden, use a little more hardener. Avoid using when in high humidity conditions, as the surfaces will remain sticky unless heat curing is employed. So keep the squeeze bottle capped when not, blah, blah, blah. Long exposures will screw up your hardener if you don't put the lid back on. And keep in mind, okay, for limitations, the stone, okay, yep, okay. Pretty straightforward. We thought we had it. We had to read that instructions like 35 freaking times. So it's just a bottle of the resin and then a bottle of the hardener, and you'll mix, you know, like whatever it is, 8 to 1, 20 to 1, 10 parts of resin. We recommend starting with 8. Okay, so anyway, no big deal, right? So I glove up and I smear this crap all over the rocks. So we put it in the oven and we bake it for like an hour, and we get them out. We cool them very slowly. Let them cool real slow in the oven, and when they're like room temperature again, we get them out. We mix up the hardener and we smear that new epoxy hardener resin all over the outside of the rocks, and we let them stand at room temperature overnight. And they're still sticky, like super goopy. So we assume that we didn't mix the hardener and the resin to the correct ratio. So we remix, reapply, and put it on the rocks. And we went all the way to town and did some stuff. We stopped by Joseph's and did a pay dirt bag and opened Jerry's box. And I don't know, honestly, Spot. I don't know. That's a very good question. Anyway, when I came home from town, they were still freaking sticky, like still super slow, like nothing had happened. And I'm like, what the heck are we doing? Like, we've mixed this twice now and applied. Now, What is archival? It means that it won't like yellow in the sun, or like it actually will protect your material. It won't, you know, later crumble or crack or look like crap. Anyway, I got on University of YouTube and all of the Googlers and asked, why is my stuff not setting up? It was driving me insane. And it said that aside from high humidity, because I know that's not an issue here, okay? This is not a humidity issue as noted in the directions, right? It says that if it's not warm, if it's not like 70 degrees in your house, that you should maybe go ahead and pop them in the oven. Or under a heat lamp, it actually said, but I put them back in the oven. And ta-da! Problem solved! But only after I had monkeyed around with them for how many times? Like, how many times did I put this stuff on and then wiped the stuff off? And then put the stuff on and then wiped the stuff off. So it looks like shit. I'm not gonna lie. There's like blotches of it and patches of it. I kept wiping it off and hoping it would set up, going like, I don't understand this stuff at all. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, why would you put it on and then wipe it off again and then put it on and then wipe, like, and nothing's happening. It's not setting up. It's not hardening. I just don't get it, you know? Here's a little cab that Joseph started, and it was, you know, it was kind of crumbly. It needed a little stabilizer. So we went ahead and, like I say, finally. So yeah, they're shitty. Like, I didn't understand. Like, how much should I wipe off? How much shouldn't I wipe off? Why is it not setting up? But again, any of that extra stuff that's on there now, I can polish that off there. And it needs polished anyway. It's not, you know, it's not cut perfect. Well, it's still got a saw nub and, you know, all of that stuff. So, but that peanut obsidian, man, it was needing some stabilizer. And even though this isn't a good job on the outside, I'm curious to know now that I'll try to cab it, what kind of a job did we achieve on the inside. So again, I could have probably wiped that a little smoother. I just was riding the struggle bus. I had no idea what the hell I was doing. And then this one we intentionally left thick because it's full of little pores and holes, pits and holes. And so we wanted to make sure those pits and holes were getting fully, you know, done. Hey there, Patrick. Yeah. Well, and it's not been warm in this house, you know, for months. So, yeah, like I say, I just popped it into the oven on low. And when I took them out, I was like, finally, it did set up. So, I may play more with that. I probably will play more with that and see, you know, I'm sure that if you wanted to leave that on there, you know, as a, you know, maybe not archival protection, but if it, you know, was something you didn't want a flat lap or you don't have a flat lap. What if this is your way of getting a nice polishy shine on things? I don't know. Whatever. I've started dabbling with this, and I wanted to tell you guys kind of the struggles and show you the results. Messing around, man. It was a messy couple of days up in here. And smell bad? Woo! And then, of course, it's like, well ventilated, so I got the kitchen window open, and it's only, you know, 32 degrees out there, so of course it's not warm. And of course it didn't set up. So, learning, right? The whole like learning experience. Let me share with you what I learned along the way trying to use this Opticon. I'm sure that I will be, yeah, peanut obsidian. And yes, opal guy, very crumbly. So, in fact, let's grab the camera and we'll go in the kitchen really quick and we'll see the before and afters of some of this. Okay. Oh, and I cut the sunset. I cut the sunset. Okay. So it's pretty crumbly. Hey there, Brenda. I was just saying I was working on a video of a box opening from Jerry, and that I just didn't get it done in time. So you can see this crack here. I think, in fact, this one did break, and so I'll try to fix it. Oh, I didn't want to put those back on that oily cloth. Okay, sorry. I know it's not in focus and I'm swinging you around. I apologize. But like you can see, that one broke right there. And this is probably, well, there's more pieces like this over by the saw, but I haven't washed them yet. This probably wants to break like right here. I'm sure if I dropped it, it would. You know, a little crack here in the corner. And this stuff is like wicked expensive, so I really don't want to I don't want a bunch of it to end up in a pile, you know, I really don't. I'd like to keep as much usable material as I can. So, so the before and after here, right? Like here's one these three are done with the stabilizer. You can even just hear how much harder they are. So, I will try cabbing these and see how, you know, are they stable all the way through, or should I put them through the vac first, you know? I won't know until I play more with it and find out more. But yeah, like I say, there's a brand new vacuum chamber sitting here getting ready to try the cactus juice. It sucks if you have cracky stuff. It won't seal all the weak points. What about the cactus juice? Do you know? Is that good for getting some of those cracks taken care of? Because I'm going to try that too. It just hasn't showed up in the mail yet. Yep. Okay, good to know. Thank you, Resort. Also, we got, I'm just going to pre-wet these a little bit before I turn the camera around for you guys. I got some of this Idaho Sunset Jasper. Hey, Opal Guy, by the way, and hey, Resort. I'm sorry I'm not saying my hellos. Trying to do the thing, you know. Anyway, I was pretty confident. I've got some just old tile that I've cut up, and when I glue the rocks to the tile, I can get really straight cuts and even cut some of this smaller material up. So I did do a little bit of that, but this had a bunch of like, you know, chalky, crusty stuff on it that you couldn't always see all the way through. I love the little red pop up in the top of that one. So I cleaned them up in the ultrasonic, and that way they'll get good and stuck to those tiles when I go to cut them. Oop, almost dropped that one. And like I say, I cut some of it. This one isn't really typical. It's got more of like a stick agate kind of feel to it. Les is in the house, huh? Welcome, everyone. But it is real pretty. You know, I love all the like different stuff going on in it. Again, I'm sorry you guys aren't in a tripod and you're kind of whoop swinging around a little bit. And this one turned out stunning. Oh my goodness. So yeah, 2 ends and a slice out of that. That turned out good. I don't know what that is. Some kind of flig. Some kind of... We are in the kitchen. This one is like the epitome, right? The epitome of Idaho sunset jasper. Hey there, bear. Look at that little pop of like minty green down there. That's so cool. Anyway, that was just one stone. Let's see, how does it go back together? Like that? Like that? That ain't right. That was one stone that I filleted. I just cut it in half. Whoop. Looks like this. There we go. Oh, sorry, doing the camera drift. What did the bear say? Everyone was giggling last night, huh? I missed it. Sounds like fun, though. And then this one actually, I think, kind of looks a little bit like a bear, which is funny. The bear's here, all, you know. He don't miss the Idaho sunset. You say that, and you pretty much called bear's name. Not this one, but the next one kind of looks like a bear to me. But look at that, you guys. That's the epitome of Idaho sunset jasper right there. And I was able to get 2 end cuts and a middle piece out of this one. And it's the middle piece that I think kind of looks like a bear. Look at that crap, you guys. Look at it. Jeez Louise. That one, to me, kind of had a bear shape to it. I don't know why I thought that, but maybe. Oh my God. Jeez. Whew. Do you, Boot? Hey, and welcome, by the way. Maybe it was that one that looked like a bear to me. Anyway. Hooey! Look at that fancy saw work there, you guys. Look at those nice straight slabs I got out of that. And then, like I say, I just filleted that rock. You know, how cool is that? So I do have some more of those to cut. And even some more of those to cut. They're in the ultrasonic cleaner still. Because that's a good place to leave them. Ooh, but there is some good stuff in there. My God. Ah! Oh, let me drop it. I'll smell like a pickle later because I'm letting all this vinegary water just drip down in front of me. It's all right. I don't mind. Oh, that one's weird. That'll be sticky like that other one. All full of little sticks and lines. If I even cut it. It's kind of fun. It's kind of got a mouth on it. Wow. Oh, poor guy. Okay. Ew. Well, Give them a rinse. See what happened. Yeah, mine smell like pickles. That's all right. It smell like vinegar. But it's chewing that white, scuzzy, outliney stuff off there so that I can see what's in them before I cut them. And that and too, that crusty outside stuff can hide really pretty stuff, but also make them not stick to the tile very good. I'm looking for the jewelry I just finished. Oh, so Karen got all like, let's go through sunstones the other night on her live. And I was like, oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, that's a real good idea. And I was actually, oh, there we go. I was actually setting down to kind of exactly. Let me catch up on comments and chat and stuff too. And then we'll switch around and look at this stuff. Wow, there's lots going on. Okay, muriatic is, yeah, no, and that I do when I find my field rocks out here, my just stuff that I find, I put it in muriatic and just get the job done and over with, right? Like, but I don't want to be outside right now. It's pretty chilly. And so to do indoor stuff, and those are just small stones, just a small handful. So vinegar in the ultrasonic was a good option there. It's just slower, right? But the ultrasonic helps speed the vinegar up a little, so it's sort of scrubbing them. Lonnie is here. Hello and welcome. Romania is here. Hello and welcome. Cheers, you guys. Happy Wednesday. And we got to kind of keep an eye on the clock because, again, when we get done here today, we're going to all head over to AZRE and see what kind of wonderful and magnificent things they have for us today to look at. Okay. I am going to get this ready. It depends, Les. If I'm just soaking something in a jar on the back of the counter, like I'll put a crap load of vinegar in it. In the ultrasonic cleaner, I put a hefty dose in there. I put as much vinegar as until I see things bubbling. How's that for an answer? When it starts bubbling, you've got it. Okay, so I did try, remember last week? I got all kinds of stuff to show you guys. I always do, right? So I did try these, the polishing pads on the sander thing. And because my flat lap is a little bit wore out and because some of these things are a little too big for my 6-inch flat lap. So I did finish the fossils that Bear sent me. And they turned out beautiful. And so this is a perfect example of how a vacuum chamber is going to benefit some of the things that I do, because there's an air bubble there and there's an air bubble there. There's, a couple there, which these have other little natural pits and holes and things that I never minded, but it would have been really cool. Yeah, I did use some wet dry sandpaper on this as well as the triangular shaped heads that fit on that thing, that Velcro thing. So to be able to vacuum chamber my UV resin before I set it will be great. I've tried other things, you know, I've tried getting it warm, the UV resin, and hitting it with a lighter and stuff to pop the bubbles and tapping it and shaking it and all kinds of things, but the vacuum chamber is going to be super great to take care of some of that in the future. But again, live and learn. I doubt that anybody ever does it perfect the first time they try, right? So and it'll be great to look back and be like, wow, there once upon a time was a time when I didn't think to do that, right? Like, or I didn't have the equipment to do that or whatever. So you guys have seen these, and so we'll kind of skip around those a little unless somebody insists. But yeah, I was setting up and thinking about doing a Spencer Opal during Karen's live the other day. And then she got her sunstone out, and I was like, oh, that's a good idea. I think instead I'll do some sunstone. And I did 2 little sunstones. Show us your shiller. There it is. Show us your shiller. Oh, there it is. Awesome resort. Yes, they are, Bear. Pretty dang glorious. Happy birthday, by the way, to the old bear. And then I left this side rough. Natural. Excuse me, natural. And, man, that shiller's just right there on this side. But yeah, just free polished the other side. And I did 2. I did this one as well. I was kind of on the fence about whether I was going to mention it or not. And I was like, yeah, I'll mention it. Thank you, Resort. Yeah, I like this. Actually, it's really kind of fun because at one angle you can see through it and you can see the wire wrapping and stuff in the back. Let's see. And it's kind of cool. It's kind of like whimsical and fun. No, not right now. You can't. It's just doing what Sunstone do, and it's just grabbing all the light and throwing all the shiller. So just a little free-form shaped piece again. You know, I'm not a faceter. Well, thank you, Bear. Oh my goodness, such a pretty ring. So this is kind of a fun piece. I put this little, well, 2 pieces of wire, one to hold the bands together on this side and one up here to as part of the work, right? And you can slide this if you're gentle and don't mar the metal. You can slide this up if you want and kind of get it up in there and wear it as kind of like a, you know, a stylish accent. You can go to the other side with it if you prefer. Or you can leave it in the back. Or if that makes the ring just a bit too snug for you, you can take it off of there. Anyway, I keep saying you can. You can, you can, you can. There, you can see the wire back there. Isn't that fun? Look at that. And It runs like a size 8. But yeah, anyway, I keep saying UCAN because I purchased this stone directly from the mine owner there at Tucson. So it came from Oregon, went to Arizona, came home to Montana with me, and I'd love to see where it goes next, right? It came home a rough stone with me, and now it's a wearable piece of jewelry and art. And I'd love to see where it goes next. The Schiller in this one just won't stop. It's so killer. Killer Schiller. Oh. Spot, welcome. I didn't see you sneak in there. Anyway, so that one, like I say, is a size 8. And while I was on Karen's thing, like at the very end, I'd said, oh, by the way, I made an opal ring that I'm really excited to show you guys. And here is that opal ring. This was a Coober Pedy opal that Bear sent home with me when we stopped and saw him on our way home. And it's a 6, a size 6. So, I've been busy. Thank you, Meg. Yeah. Yeah, so both of those pieces will be looking for their forever homes. Oh man, pretty. Thank you, by the way, for the comments. Rockin' rings, very beautiful. Those sorts of things. Oh, 2 of my favorite stones, to be perfectly honest with you guys. I love when Sunstone throws that Schiller. It's so pretty. I love when Opal does the light play. So those were absolutely a joy for me to make. I really, really, really enjoyed making both of these pieces. So yeah, I'm thinking about running like a 1-week long auction on one or the other of these at a time, or, you know, something like that. But if you're out there watching right now and you're like, please do not put that up for auction. It must be mine. Like, reach out to me and, you know, make me an offer or something, and we'll see what we can work out before it hits the public. But yeah, I always try to give you guys who are here for the lives, I try to give you guys first look at all of this kind of stuff, so that if it's something that you need to have in your world, you have the first opportunity to speak up and say so. Oh, thank you guys. Oh, hey, Spot Ketchup. Mm. Yeah, I can't keep them all. They got to go find move along on their adventures. No, no, the live view isn't doing it justice. And yeah, the wire wrap, like, I wrapped that stone twice, actually. I wrapped it in a silver wire first, and the wire was, I mean, you want a good hard gauge so that, especially when you're going to wear it on your hand, because you're going to shove your hand in your pocket and it's going to rub and pull. You're going to, you know, be in and out of the car. You're going to wash dishes. You're going to do whatever. So you want the wire to not fail. You want it hard so that it doesn't, you know, just bend out of control and be a worthless thing in the first time you wear it, right? Excuse me, just a second. So, oh, you should, yeah, maybe actually the shade sometimes helps it. No, the sun is actually better today. Oh. Anyway, the wire just overwhelmed the stone, and the way that I wrapped it, I went over the top of it a couple of times, and then it just, you couldn't see the stone anymore. And that's always my mission when I'm wire wrapping, is that any of it, whether it's a ring or a necklace or anything, and my mission is always to let the stone be the center of the wire wrap, not the wire wrap, you know, the feature. That's not the thing, you know. And as the person who cuts and polishes these stones, like, I especially want to feature the stone. When I cut this stone, you know, it's kind of a different shape. It's wonky, you know, it's a little higher set here, lower set there. It's, you know, it definitely wouldn't have been something you could have actually probably set into a piece of silver. It would have been tricky, you know, maybe a prong setting or something, but I always let the stones speak to me. What do they want to be? And when it comes to the wire wrapping too, I listen to how they want to be wire wrapped. I don't force them into something they don't want to be. Hey there, Josh. So I wrapped this one twice, and I was hesitant too, because there was absolutely nothing wrong with the first wire wrap. And I was like, in all honesty, somebody would probably love it just the way it is. But it just, to me, it was forced. It didn't, the stone got overwhelmed and it just wasn't able to shine the way I wanted it to. And so I pulled the wire apart with a plier and popped the stone out and started all over. And I'm glad I did, because this is a beautiful piece of jewelry. Absolutely stunning. Far more deserving way to display that rock than the first try. This one, I love this. This has just got, I mean, just it's got such a vibe to it. It's got almost a magical, mystical, you know, eye of the sunstone kind of vibe to it. It is full. You know, I'm not really worried about, yes, I do have a full case. And yes, I am, like I say, delighted to see where these pieces go next. You know, a lot of these pieces, some of these are just beads, by the way. Those are just beads. But the rest of these are all stones that I've cut and polished. And, or I didn't do that one, and I didn't do the Tabasco geodes. But a lot of them, I can tell, you know, where the stone came from, where did I get it? You know, like this is a stone that Soul sent, so that's kind of got a little bit of sentimental value to it. That's a, you know, opal that I mined, and, you know, that's a rock that Lava Bison found. And then cabochons and stuff too. You know, I've got case after case of finished cabs that, you know, if anybody wants to take a stab at, they're looking for, you know, all the way down to the itsy bitsies. You know, I've got finished Spencer opals even. Little itsy bitsy is full of bang and pop and color. He might be small, but he is mighty. Oops. So, you know, there's not just the finished jewelry, but slabs, cabs, you know, gosh, that little sunstone there. You know, display pieces and species and rough that I'm trying to learn how to stabilize. You know, so there's always something that moving right along and you know, doing the progression, you know, learning things, sharing my, you know, trials and errors and, you know, that was such a sticky freaking mess. That Opticon was such a sticky and stinky. A sticky, stinky mess. But yeah, inventory. As far as inventory goes, I hope to do some live sales, physical sales this summer, you know, around the state and things like that. So having a bit too much inventory is not a terrible thing when it comes to being ready to go do something like that. But then again, like I say, you guys are here week after week, you know, constantly engaged in and supporting, and because of you guys this stuff is happening. You know, it's because of you guys that I'm able to keep doing stuff like this. So yeah, thank you, Opal Guy. Yes, and yeah, cash sales, Romania, you betcha. And there's just like, I don't know, I get such a kick out of doing physical sales. Ready to wear always sold the fastest. Yeah, Resort, it depends on what you're after, right? Like, I just did this video that I didn't finish in time where I reviewed Wisconsin Rockstalkers box and this pay dirt bag. And like the pay dirt bag, honestly, I was surprised. Like we were done with it in like 10 minutes. And I was like, whoa. Boy, that didn't quite go as I had planned. Like, here we are getting ready. Like, we'll sit down and we'll do like half of it now and like half of it later. And no, we did the whole thing in like 10 minutes. It was fun, and the sunstones that we got out of the pay dirt bag are beautiful. Just like, and I can see how that would be a great pay dirt bag for kids if you're getting kids into rock hounding. But for somebody as advanced as us, it was just like, oh, well, that was... I mean, the sunstones are great, but, you know, it's snowy and crappy outside, and we're not outside enjoying the beautiful weather, so we thought we'd, you know, take some time and do this pay dirt bag, and we were done with it in like 10 minutes. So, what are you after, you know? Did you want to sit down and do something with your grandkids who only have the patience for something like that? Then that's a great thing for you to buy and do. Do you want slabs? You know, then go talk to Jerry about getting a mixed mystery box because he knocked it out of the park. Are you looking for finished, wearable, ready to go product that you can gift to somebody or gift to yourself? That you know, is a thing as well. So, I try to have a little bit of everything that I have available for everybody because you just don't know. You just, you know, and meteorites, you know, there's another thing that, you know, not everybody has a large selection of meteorites available. So, you know, everybody's got their things. So what are you into? You know, like what will sell and what won't sell depends on who it is you're pitching it to. And speaking of selling, we're going to do Brian and Julie's sale here in Bump. Guess what? Under an hour. It's creeping up and sneaking up and coming up quick. Get the cool chondrules and metal bleb in that. That's cool. That's so cool. Yeah, right, Resort? So, like I say, I'm not in a panic to sell things, but I always definitely want to offer it to you guys first. Since you guys are here, you know, week after week, and like I say, supporting me with your likes and your comments and your monthly subscriptions and your super chats and your super thanks and sharing it. And, all of those things are driving the perpetual, machine over here to keep me getting new wheels and flat lap wheels and, oil for the saw and, things like that. Of course, I don't just rely on you guys solely for all of that. I put my work in too, but it's a community driven thing, like this is great and exciting, but if I didn't have a community of people to be like, yeah, I'm so excited to show this to you guys, or if you ever want to try this, or have tried this, let me know how it worked for you, and here's how it was a sticky, stinky mess for me. It builds us a better community when we can share our experiences, and everybody's final result is different. No matter how much of a unit of a community we are, everybody, like Brian and Julie and I and Lava, all spent a lot of time together at Tucson, and we all bought drastically different things from each other. So, and for example, the meteorites, like honestly, who was after meteorites that they could just do inlay work with? Nobody. So these are just ordinary chondrites to meteorite collectors, they're kind of like, oh, they're nice, to get people started. And, but to me, it's like, dude, I'm going to make art out of that. I'm going to do something with that, delights me, that breaks the rules and delights me. So yes, thank you, Chubby Hubby, for putting the link up there. Like I say, we'll get kind of right up to it. We'll take a little coffee break and then we'll move on over to hang out with them. So yeah, it delights me to see what everybody does. That's everybody's unique spin on things. And so that's, again, like, yeah, sure, I could just be a jeweler, like just take my finished jewelry to sales and things like that, or just offer finished pieces. But I actually like to offer the midway process too, because you just never know. Like, I want to see what somebody can do with this, that I didn't think of. What crazy shape or incorporation into your next project does this need, calling your name for? So, like I say, I could finish them all, but oh, I get such great joy out of seeing where they go next and what happens next that I would have never dreamt of, that, I don't have the tools for, or the patience for, or had never thought of before, or, sticky icky, this whole endeavor. I've never put more rocks in the oven than I have in the past few weeks, by the way. I like literally have never ever thought to do that, ever, not even a little bit. And now I'm putting rocks in the oven left and right for different reasons. True that, Resort. Yeah, and definitely, there is a little bit of moral support there, where, like I say, somebody else can say, oh, I tried that, and despite the bottle saying this, I broke the rules, I tried that, and it turned out really good, or, I tried to do this, and it turned out really bad. Like, that's good information, Excuse me. Pardon. So, yeah, playing around with the Opticon, and we do have some cactus juice coming. The vac chamber's in there. We're going to be doing all kinds of experimenting with some stabilizing stuff. I got a whole bag full of dino bone right here that, we can practice on. And again, dino bone, who doesn't want a piece of pretty dino bone to maybe incorporate into their next Jewelry Makers Challenge piece or something? So yeah, I don't plan on keeping all of it or doing things with all of it. I wish I had the time. I wish I could. I really wish I could do something with everything, but I can't. So And that's a good thing because then I get to share and I get to see what everybody else comes up with and all the creativity and the, you know, the journey of the rock. Like I say, I like when I know where that rock came from. I like when I can tell the story, say, it came from the dirt, from and into this person's hand, straight to that person's hand, straight to my hand, straight to yours, or even less. I mined it straight out of the dirt. I brought it home and turned it into a wearable piece of art. You know, a conversation piece. Hey there, Mike. You know, a specimen, you know, but again, like, oh, if only I had about 10 of me, I could maybe get around to all of it. I cut a fun one. Speaking of Brian and Julie, and I don't expect them to be here today. They're probably running around like chickens with their heads cut off trying to get ready for their sale later. And some of it, you know, is because of you guys that I would ever even think to pick some of this stuff up. So should have got my flashlight while I was up. Julie said when we were in Tucson, she said she was kind of on a dendrite kick right now. And then when I was digging through the big bins, the enormous bins, did I say hi, Mike, or just think hi, Mike? Hi, Mike. When I was digging through the enormous bins, I saw this rock and it just, I was like, oh, hey, you know, Julie would maybe get a kick out of that. That's got some good dendrites in it. And so I picked it up, you know, I picked it up. I already had an enormous bucket of rocks. What's one more? Where's my spray bottle? In the kitchen, probably. That's okay. It's not okay. I was going to go with it, but it's not okay. We'll do this one too. We'll get the other flashlight and the other rock and we'll do a little UV. Okay. So here's the nub. Here's the end. Little ender. I have no idea where it's from. It's from the big bin of mixed stuff in Tucson. Pardon me. Like I say, we've had a little touch of the crud. Oh, I love it. I love the green kind of little bit up here and all the little dendrites in there. Okay, ready? Is it Australian? I don't know. I just know I love it. And it's Julie's fault. Look at that one. Right there. That's going to make such a banging cabochon. Oh? Yeah, I could. Oh, man. And just one piece after another. It's just gorgeous stuff. Not as much light across the bottom of that. it's competing too with a lot of, you know, the lights right here so that I don't look washed out and gone and dead. Oh, this one. And here's the ender. Oh, it's stunning. Stunning. Yeah, way to go, Julie. Way to say. And then, like I say, I was just digging through the big bin, and I looked at that and thought, oh, hell, throw it in the box, because why not? I did grab a couple more with Julie in mind, but that one was, I thought it was pretty too. I was like, so we should cut that. We should definitely get to cutting that real quick, because I want to see what's inside. I'm super glad we did. That's beautiful. And like I say, it's got, I probably really only need 1 or 2 pieces of it, and the rest of it, somebody should make a beautiful cabochon out of that. I have one more. Lava did got some amber. Lava got some amber while we were there. And he went and polished it up with the Dremel. So, but let me grab some coffee first. Let me refill up my cup up. Oh, these rings are just freaking gorgeous. They're pretty stunning, if you ask me. I'm kind of a big fan. Mm-hmm. So pretty. Just can't get over it. I don't think this has any kind of nothing in it, but oh, you hand sanded it. Okay, well, I knew you didn't put it on the flat lap or anything. Anyway, it's beautiful. It certainly is beautiful. Right on, Lonnie. $65. Enjoy that weather while it's there. It's like trying to polish plastic. It is like trying to polish plastic. Oh gosh. While he answers Bear's question as to what was used to polish that, we'll turn the lights down and we'll bust out the UV. The beast. It's beast mode. I won't tell on Lava, I suppose. Yes, I will. I can't not. He didn't know. He didn't know that it would glow under the UV. And so when I hit it with the UV, he was like, what? My kid, too. Is there a mosquito in there, Romania? That would be cool, but I don't think there is. Yeah, beast mode. Super pretty, huh? Meg Max melting. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, it's stunning both ways. Let's not joke ourselves. It's stunning just backlit. There's a pink one and a green one and a blue one and a yellow one. Oh my goodness. Heck yeah. Yeah. So whether it's the Killer Schiller, the UV mode glow, fun stones, there's something always happening over here, you guys. So I lurk a lot. I don't know if you guys have noticed, like I get on, I say hello, and then I disappear for a little while, and then I might pop back in and say hi again, and then I disappear for a while. Usually what's happening when you see that kind of activity in someone's chat from me is that I'm probably working on something. And so like I'll start the live or the video or whatever's going on, and I'll say hello to everybody, and I'm tightening up the nut on my flat lap or topping off the water or whatever, and I say, hey, I hope everybody's having a great weekend. It's so good to see everybody. And then I flip the flat lap on and I get in the zone, right? And I'm listening to whatever and watching the chat, but I've got water all over my hands and grit all over my hands, and my phone is right there, and if it's got dust and water all over it, the numbers and the letters, when you actually start touching it, start doing really wild, stupid stuff, and you get weird typos. So I'll oftentimes not until I get to the next wheel change, and then I'll wipe all the grit and the water off my phone and say something, oh my gosh, that's pretty. And oh, hey, good to see you too. And then I'll put the phone back down and get the new wheel on and go, and I'll be watching it. So I lurk a lot, but because it feels a lot less like work when everyone is doing it. It's almost like a maker's group, like when we get together on the group and we kind of bounce around. What are you doing? You just can't chat with Grimmy Paws. And sometimes it's the big saw and the oil. And I've tried doing the knuckle type where you're like, just trying, and I've tried elbow, or even tried lip typing and stuff and nose typing. It's not good. Don't do it. Just don't do it. You wind up saying something really weird, like, and blocking people on accident. I've went to go say something and been like, oh, would you like to block this person or whatever? I'm like, no, no, I don't. Ah. Oh, so oftentimes if I've said hello in the beginning, or even if I've lurked all the way through, I'm there. Yeah. Don't lick your phone. Yeah, I agree, Lurker Troy. I have, and when I was at the Meteorite Mansion too, I was filming at the mansion with you guys, and Chris Monk was kind of standing over my shoulder, and I wanted to zoom in, but I had stuff all over my fingers and my hands full, and I just went whoop to zoom in, and he was like, did you just zoom with your lips? And I was like, yes, I did. I do it a lot. It's the same motion as pinch zoom. Whoop. I can zoom in with my lips, but I'm not very good at zooming back out with my lips. That I often do try to, even if I have to like get, a little bit of a weird finger thing because I'm filthy, I don't. Hey, soul! I don't try to zoom back out with my lips as often as I zoom in with my lips, but I've never licked my phone, but I have tried to type doing some awful weird stuff. And, I have a pen from AZRE that's got a stylus on it. I should leave that over by my flat lap so that I can poke it. But I don't. Oh. You go for it, Bear. What's he afraid of? Oh, I totally know. Exactly, Opal guy. He's like, I'm always afraid that when the chat's open and it's in my pocket that I might accidentally block somebody. Yeah, exactly. Or like, send out some, weird emoji or that doesn't suit. And I've been lurking before and come back in and made comments that don't pertain to the conversation anymore. You know, there's all kinds of fears that, you know, things can go wrong. So, who's excited about Brian and Julie? Not just Brian and Julie, by the way. Oh, by the way, and Soul has been doing stuff, like I say. Jerry's been doing stuff. Of course, Kyle. We got to do the Kyle thing. And Opal guy's been having some fun lately. He stepped out of his comfort zone and tried some not opal stones. That's been fun. Who else has been doing what else? I do too, Soul. And I know it's not possible, but still, I'm just like, I'll leave you guys in the living room if that's all right. And I'll go in there and do the thing. And oh, gosh. Oh, Candy's been carving with his Dremel. Busy bee, exactly. Exactly. The bear's been up to no good. He's been side chatting with me about all crazy things he's been thinking about getting after, especially now that the weather's getting a little, you guys, by the way, our days are getting longer up here. I know some of you guys don't have that joy in your world. Let me express to you that it was with great joy that I can tell you our days are getting longer by a lot right now. And that just feels good. It feels invigorating. You know, when it gets dark outside at like 4:30 in the afternoon and it feels like bedtime at 8 o'clock at night, you know, and in the summertime here, and the swing really is this wild. When in the summertime, it's almost light out until almost midnight sometimes. And then we swing all the way to like dark at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the wintertime. So, you know, when we get that, you know, where it's only like 5-6 hours of darkness at night, maybe 4 hours of darkness at night to like 4 hours of daylight in the day, that's a drastic, wild shift. Hey, Dad Rocks. And it matters on a person's mood a little bit, like it, and ambition levels and all of that stuff. Like it matters, right? So, it's with great happiness that I can tell you that there has been an obvious and notable shift in the daylight that we've had. And I mean, I'm not saying the warm weather's coming next, because like Bear said, my birthday is still yet to come here in a couple of days. So it'll probably snow and blow here. I have like a leap year birthday. Like once every 7 years, the weather's okay, if not even a little bit nice. But the other like 7 years in a row, you can mark it on your calendar. I guarantee 110% the weather will suck. It'll like be like day ruiner. Like, were you thinking about going somewhere? No, you're not. You'll like wake up on the morning of my birthday and the snow is wet and heavy and it's got all the branches to the trees bent all the way down to the ground and you can see all your neighbors and you're like, ah! No. I don't want to see that much of them and I don't want them to see that much of me. No. Please pop back up. It's on its way for my birthday. I'm pretty sure of it, Resort. I'm pretty sure it'll be here just in time. He has been doing the macro shots of what is this, and it has been fun to guess. I agree, Bear. And when I say he has, I mean that Opal guy for anybody who's watching the replay later. Yeah, just having the sun be out does make a great deal of difference. I agree, Brenda. It just feels better, like... So, yeah, thanks, Bear. Way to wrench it up. Again, if I only had, you know, like 5 or 6 of me, there'd be a video every dang day coming out of this place. If I could film and edit and post everything I do every day, we'd have Microscope Monday. We'd have you know, talk about it Tuesday. We'd have, what is it, Wednesday? We'd have, you know, I don't know, Three's a Crowd Thursday. You know, I mean, like if I could just like, just go nuts and, you know, I'd have, and that's another thing is I actually really, today I kind of, you know, just threw, the video didn't come out on time. The live was like sticky, icky Opticon and things like that, which is all very important. But I've had a real itch lately that I want to get some guests on again. I have had some people that I've talked to recently, like Steve Arnold from Meteorite Men. Gosh dang, I'd like to have him come on and talk. I picked up in Tucson the McDonough meteorite that I talked about in some of my earlier videos and lives and stuff. And man, I have a piece of it now. Wouldn't it be cool to talk to Steve Arnold about, he found a piece of that in the bottom of a swimming pool, you guys, and jumped in fully clothed and got it. He was mowing grass in McDonough, or was that Ammo? Anyway, it'd be so fun to just get him on and have him talk about that. Dustin Dickens, it'd be fun to have him come on and talk. You know, just there's been all kinds of stuff. Like I want to do a little bit more of that social side of things too to bring to you guys. So gosh, like I say, if only I had about 5 more of me and you know, that we'd have just, I could literally do something every day. I really could. Because I don't not. There's barely a day that goes by that I don't. I mean, obviously there's days that I can't, right? There's days when I'm like, well, I had to go to town and do a little doctor's appointment, pick up a prescription, buy some groceries, and now I'm cooking dinner and, you know, but in all honesty, even on those days, I usually at least sit on the couch and look at something that I just picked up off the coffee table and put back. I mean, at least that, right? So, yeah, thanks, Lonnie. No, I'm not afraid to say I'm like 42 or 43. I honestly, we just discussed it. I can't remember. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not one of those ladies who's like, you know, oh, I can't tell you how old I am, or you know, I think I'm 43, 42, 40. I don't know. I'm gonna be one of those. I am one of those. I don't care. So I wish I felt 21 again, but I'm glad I'm not 21, because to be perfectly honest with you, I think I've gotten a little wiser since then, and that's not a bad thing. 43, is that what we're gonna be, Bear? Is that what we are and gonna be? 43? That's fun. That's fun. That's a good one. That's a good number. That's a good number. I like that. I can cope with that. Right on, Romania. See, I think that, you know, 43 is the new 34, and, you know, all of that junk they say, you know. Like, I'd like I say, I wish I felt young again. My body was awesome like it was. But I wish I could just stay as smart and well-established as I am now, because in my 20s, it was nuts. Like paying rent and raising kids and diapers and bottles and blah, breaking down cars. And it was tough. It was tough. 52, Miss Soul is working on. And she's fucking killing it. Slaying it, man. I'm not joking. Like, roar! Yeah! Yeah. For those of you who are ahead of me, thank you for paving the way and reassuring me that it's going to be okay and it's not all that bad. And for those of you who are behind me, let me assure you, it's going to be okay. It's not that bad. You know, yes, things get harder physically, but you're more well-equipped mentally to deal with it. Until the tides shift, right? Until you're like, okay, this isn't fun anymore. So, yeah. Gonna be 57, but don't feel like it in the brain. See, that's great. That's great. Grandpa Phil. Yeah, to all you old people out there, and be sure to be harassing them youngins because, you know, it's strenuous to shovel snow and you shouldn't be doing it when you're old. That's the job for youth. Start pulling that card, by the way. Has anybody pulled that yet? Has anybody pulled the I'm too old card? Look at your beautiful, youthful body. Why don't you go use it to shovel the snow or to mow the grass or to, you know? I've done it a couple of times. I've when in the grocery store checking people out and the little old ladies have a pile of groceries, I'll look right at that high schooler standing in line with his bag of chips and his pop and be like, why don't you set your shit down and help that lady out? Like, look at your beautiful young body. Look at your able young body. Like, why don't you put it to good use and carry out some groceries? I am of that age. Thank you very much. I'm of the age to point it out to younger people that they got it pretty good and they should take advantage while the advantage can be taken. I'm that many years old on Friday. So I have a gig on Friday at the place where they do the jitterbugs. Whoa, I'm so excited. Like, what a cool place to go play on my birthday. We'll do that, but I'll probably miss Karen and all of that other fun stuff that happens, and, you know, quite a bit of Kyle on the following day if I do it all. We'll see. And yeah, beautiful, beautiful jewelry. I can't believe how nice those have turned out. Like, thank you, Dad Rocks. Thank you. And your grandkids are having kids. That'll be fun, won't it? I'm in no hurry, but won't it be fun? So, there definitely were pink ones and blue ones and red ones and yellow ones and all of that fun stuff. So, we're pushing right around here. It's 1:41 my time. I'm pretty sure that Brian and Julie are on my time right now. We do the damn daylight not saving stuff here in just a minute again. When, you know, everybody's time gets all screwed up. So, but for now, I do believe that Brian and Julie are in the same time as me, and so they're hoping to get started at 2 o'clock. And I'm prepared to work that out. Except that I gotta pee. So I drink all that coffee and what goes in must come out. So I'm gonna leave you guys looking at that wonderful little spread of goodies. Sunstones, meteorites, fun stuff. I'm gonna go use the restroom really quick. We'll come back and say our salutations and we'll jump on over to Brian and Julie's. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, no, thank you everybody for hanging out today. It's always, you guys, seriously, such a privilege. Always such a good time. It's that rejuvenation, that refresh that I wish we had all day every day, but you know, it's good. It's good medicine. That's what I mean to say. This is good medicine. And I appreciate you guys for making that a reality. Okay. I suggest that you go get a snack and we'll be right back. Not we, yes we, but not me. Go get a snack and I'll see you guys over at Brian and Julie's. If I could ask a mod to please throw that one more time into the chat so that we can just click the link and go as soon as we're done singing the song here, and I'll see you guys over there for a while. I think they planned on running for, you know, the next several hours, which is not unreasonable. I'll be in and out. I gotta go feed myself as well, and it's Meteorite meeting tonight, so if they run beyond that, I will drop off early and see you guys again soon. Again, they're going again on Friday, and so does usually Karen, and I probably will miss all of that, as I'll probably be on the road and doing a performance that night. So anyway, I love this little spread. I love all these little spreads. They're you know, little spreadies are just wonderful. There's so many pretty rocks, you guys. Let's look at Bear's fossils again. Let me drop them and see if I can break them now that I've got them good and polished. Look how pretty they turned out. You can dang near see your reflection in there. So much fun stuff. Oh, I love it. Thank you, Chubby Hubby, for doing the wrenchy things. You really are a great wrencher. Girl couldn't ask for a better wrencher than a couple of you wrenches in the chat, or just, yeah. I always get all nostalgic on Wednesdays because you guys, seriously, it's good medicine. I'm glad we're all here doing this. So pretty rocks out on the prairie, pretty rocks are everywhere, pretty rocks for us to look at, pretty rocks are everywhere. There's a pink one and a green one and a blue one and a yellow one, and they all are very pretty, and they all are everywhere. Thank you guys so much for watching. And in a world where you can choose to be anything, choose to be kind of a rock hound. Be well, everybody, and I'll see you over at Brian and Julie's. Thank you again for hanging out, and keep an eye out for the Wisconsin Rockstalker box review. And boop and peace hippies. We'll see you again also soon. Have a great rest of your week, everybody. Push the button.